Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a good week. I wanted to start off just sharing a couple of things that I think are wins from this month and this past week. In the 2-year-old room, one of the little boys that is in that class this past weekend, he brought his paper plate craft that the kids made on week 2 of March, where they got to decorate it however they wanted, and we talked about that God made us to be creative and that God created everything. He's creative and we're made in His image, and his parents said that he loved this craft so much and was so proud of it that he had kept it for those 2 weeks with him and had carried it with him everywhere, and he wanted to bring it back that Sunday to show his leaders because he was so proud of it, which means he had held on to it for 2 weeks. And I just thought that was kind of a cute little thing that his parents were saying, and that it was like in perfect condition. It hadn't been bent up. He really took care of it for 2 weeks because he was so proud of it. And I think that's just a win because of what our theme is, that they are learning that God has made us creative, and he was so proud of that, and that was kind of his way of showing it, that he was proud of what he did. And I thought that was really neat. And then something that just made me think this past weekend, when I was just walking by the 2-year-old room, I looked in and saw that the volunteers were standing, but they were on their knees on the floor with the kids during the worship time, so they were similar heights to the kids. Instead of standing up totally, they got down on the kids' level, and I thought, that's such a good physical example of what you guys do every week. You get on the kids' level, you make their learning, the worship, all of the things, the way you interact with them, are you getting on their level so that they can learn about Jesus in a way that makes sense to them? I know that's like a physical example, but when you make eye contact and you get eye to eye with them and you get down on their level, you're making them feel safe and known and loved. And I just think that that was kind of a picture of what you all do in children's ministry every single week. You get on the kids' level. And my tip for this week, we're gonna try something new with our placemats this weekend. So we're gonna hand out the month of April placemats this Sunday, even though April doesn't start till next week, but the Bible verse on the back starts with day 1 of the month. So we want to get this into the hands of parents earlier so that this is something that they can actually start with their kid in learning the Bible verse before they come to church, and then carry it through the whole month so they can actually start on day 1. So we're going to try to give this out earlier and see how that goes. And at the beginning of each month, they get a lot of papers. They have like their drive time and the placemat and their craft, and a lot of that stuff may not actually be making it home because they're getting so many things. So hopefully this will be something that they hang on to, but we'll also have them available next week if they weren't here this Sunday. But I think this will be a good way to be intentional to get this into their hands, get the resource to them early. So we're handing that out this weekend. So my tip, reminder, encouragement to you is, when you are explaining this to parents, tell them, hey, this is for next month. We're giving it out early so you can start on day 1. And I know it sounds like a broken record, and I say this all the time, but the more we say what this is and how important it is, the more parents are going to be willing to do it and understand what the resource is. And then just a couple of reminders I wanted to let you know. Easter signups are still outside of the volunteer check-in room. Just encourage you to sign up for the regular Sunday morning if you can, that you normally serve in, just for some consistency for our kids and families. But those are outside of the check-in room, and I'll have that out for the next couple weeks. And then I also wanted to tell you that you may have been getting emails about Ministry Safe training. I know that we all have done that in order to serve, but it does expire every 2 years. So some of you all are coming up on your 2 years when we all did it as a big group in the cafe. If you were with us when we first launched it, it's been about 2 years. So some of you will be getting emails and reminders to do that. Make sure you do that when you get it. You have a little grace period to get it completed, but if you don't have that done, you won't be cleared to serve. So if you get those, make sure you're watching for that if that's something that you need to do. So I hope you guys have had a good week, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday.